So this project was founded after I was awarded the Anner Bijlsma Award. My thinking was that the young generation, what they need is not yet another masterclass with an amazing cellist. And so I wanted to share with them personalities that have been very important in my life. Something that will really widen the way they look at the world and at music.
We approach movement as if it was sound. Now we established a common vocabulary that could apply either to sound or to movement, visualizing movements in space as their sound that they produce with the cello in the space. It's quite amazing because they just dived into it completely freely and very generously. I think they also came with some inhibitions when we had a first meeting on Zoom in the previous year.
Some of them were like, no.
Petrified by the idea of having to move or to dance. And after a week of spending almost all our days together, they physically blossomed. There's something that is freer, more aware, stronger, more grounded. And I think that it just opened new possibilities for them.
If I had to sort of boil the essence of this concert down into one sentence, it's that it's about what it is to be human. You can just feel that you've hit the spot that's where emotion has sort of been welling up for months, and you couldn't express it any other way other than in movement or in sound. And you don't know until you hit it, but when you hit it, it's so powerful.
Also, when you play music, you have the movement, so it's always kind of there, but to really go into the really meaning of it and how you can just what you do on the cello transform it into movement in space as well. And this very fluent intersection between the two of those was really something very special to explore.
We figured out that every motion has an effect and it has a reflection, and so we could imagine movement while playing the cello and also the other way around. The moment that we started doing these things, it was such a click. I was so angry that I didn't have it all my life.
Can we do, because this bar 57, we don't know yet what to do with it. What do we do? We have to organize it a bit. 1, 2, 3.
Jean-Guihen won the Anner Bijlsma Award in 2022. So Anner Bijlsma was the first one. After that came Giovanni Sollima, and now it's Jean-Guihen Queyras. It's clear why it's for him in the first place. He's a fantastic cellist, like the others, but also he's a very original cellist. He's not just this old-fashioned cellist who's playing damned well, and I love his original way of playing. A bit in the way of Anner Bijlsma. It reminds me in a sort of very sincere way of playing.
It was incredibly generous of Jean-Guihen to do this, to put himself in a side in a way. He gives so much inspiration to our lives, but he did it as a side thing, which made everything even. It was so precious for us.
Jean-Guihen has been such a sort of cheerleader for us, this whole project. I still can't believe the trust that he's placed in us, because really we came here with some cello and with good vibes, and that was all. That's a trust that we can feel, and it's a challenge to which I think we've risen, and it's a challenge that kind of empowers us to know that we have his support and his faith.
This is the moment you can really enjoy it, and you learn how you can enjoy what you do. In improvisation, you play with audience. And every kind of person around you, even musicians, are audience. You know, you play with everything you have at the moment you play. So you have to enjoy it.
When they are performing in the movement, how they can take their huge knowledge of music was extremely touching to see that they can translate it into movement instantly. That was very beautiful to see. And actually, they wanted to do most of the practices that we shared with them and to present them to an audience, which I thought was extremely brave and courageous.
Music is not just about the mind, it's not just about the heart. It's a lot about these things, but it's also you need to embody it in your sound. All these things that are about the incarnation.
It's not only a matter of playing music together, it's a personal thing of living together, understanding the personality of the others. And so music comes next to support this strong connection, human connections.
And here they have the opportunity to know, to learn many new things. And this is a once in a lifetime experience. I think they will never forget this.
The main thing is about creativity. We are amazing player, interpret, but we can be also a composer. We can be also real creator. So that's the only thing I want to show and teach with musicians.
Judgment's kind of the enemy of creativity. So you can't create in a space where you're constantly self-conscious. And so to let that self-consciousness go, then really beautiful things start to happen.
So let's play free jazz and avant-garde improv together today. In improvisation, it's always a good balance between tradition, roots, and creativity and new things. It's always like that. If you are an improviser and you make a false note, a wrong note, you create something with wrong note and you transform the wrong note in good note. You have to love what you play. You have to make a joke. It's a game. Nothing is perfect in life, in real life. So improvising is to assume my non-perfect life, it's a very good life, and maybe it's perfect because it's not perfect, because it's life. Now I can drink.
Improvisation was a part of music even for the legendary classical composers, and this is how they arrived to their compositions.
Until 100 years ago, every classical musician improvised on Western classical music. So what is the difference between improvisation and classical music? It's supposed to have no difference, in fact. That's the problem.
So usually classically trained musicians have hard times to understand improvisation, to interact with each other, to take responsibility, to take action, to take decisions.
The cellist of the future is not only concentrating on this conserved old music, but is able to play either, at least also in a proper way, Baroque music or new compositions, or is able to improvise, or is able to present him or herself on the stage.
there is a true joy and excitement to share life. And I think they are aware that they are experiencing something very precious. They give it all their heart. They give it a lot of their personality and of their love, and they want to make it beautiful.
I'm so overwhelmed with how much emotions we had this week.
Between them, the bond, I think, will stay forever.
They became very good friends in short time. They inspire each other. They have 5 of the greatest artists of Europe together around them, inspiring them every day. So this is, of course, gold. They will bring something of this, what they have learned here, they will bring to the next generation again. That's what I hope.
We spoke a lot about the history of music and about ourselves, is try to understand ourselves and try to understand that we're connected. And basically all the music that is played, no matter how different it sounds, is based on the same principles, on the harmony, on the same notes. And it is just the cultures that cultivate it in a different way.
All 4 cellists are very open, very eager to take whatever they can take from these incredible instructors they have. They challenge their instructors, they question, and then they rebound on it. It made my heart blossom just to see how these young cellists were able to take all of that and how they helped each other. It's as a collective to make sense of everything they are getting from these 4 amazing personalities.
For me, music is about communication to yourself, from the heart to the brain and the other way around, but also obviously to other people, and getting to know people through their musicality is quite special, I think.
Freedom, it's not about style of music. It's you have to work about the freedom. If you want to be free, you work on it, and you can be free with a back suite, for example. We have a 1 hour of program with nothing composed, with nothing on paper, and with dance. We dance with cello, with body. It was, for me, it was impossible to do that 10 years ago. The new generation really different.
You're never the same person when you wake up the next morning, but for sure the development was faster in the last 2 weeks than it maybe is on a daily basis in our usual life.
Obviously, I also think I changed in the last 2 weeks. I'm thinking about many things that I wasn't thinking about before. And so my mental focus is different.
I think to make something beautiful, you need time and space and amazing people. So we had all those things, and my expectation was that I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew something life-changing would happen from it, and so it has.
I think one sentence that really stood out to all of us
if I may, was the one where he was like, well, you gotta love every note you play, because if you don't, why you play it?
Part of the pressure in our job, in our career, is walking on stage. And you put yourself in danger there, particularly if you truly open your heart in your playing. And actually, a good concert is the concert when you manage to fully open your heart. They want really to lean on each other in order to create something that is greater than each of them by themselves. And so in a way, it could be a metaphor of what we should try to do to make our society better. So in our little size, we try to make society a little bit better.